Welcome back, fam. In today's video, I'm giving the full leveling guide for the Spiritborn Eagle Evade build in Season 10 of Diablo 4. Whether you're a brand new or returning player, this setup will carry you from levels 1 to 60 smoothly and efficiently. We'll cover the main abilities that synergize with the Eagle Spirit Hall's essential chaos perks, the best mercenaries, passive skills, key passive aspects, and the fastest leveling routes. Let's dive into Diablo 4 Season 10. So first up, let's talk main abilities and Eagle Spirit Hall synergy. This build revolves around our basic ability Thunderspike. It's our main DPS tool and it works beautifully with Spiritborn's mobility. We pair that with the Hunter for high burst damage and extra mobility. And then we add Scourge and Counterattack for supplementary damage multipliers against crowd controlled enemies and for critical strike damage. Now, as for Armored Hide, this is amazing for proccing our Unstoppable proc that we need whenever we're CC'd, and it's also great at giving us resolve stacks to give us damage reduction. And finally, we're running it back with Russian Claw, which gives us even more mobility, perfect for the Eagle Evade build with Spiritborn. Now let's quickly jump over to the Spirit Hall here, and yes, we're going double Eagle. The primary Eagle Hall allows us to make all of our skills Eagle skills, which also launch very powerful Storm Feathers. Not to mention, we can also apply Vulnerable to our enemies. And as for our secondary Eagle Hall, we get a 20 times vulnerable damage multiplier, and we also get guaranteed critical strikes every other cast. Spicy. Now back over at the character page, we're going to go over the aspects, gems, and runes. Now this build is so strong, you don't necessarily need any aspects. However, if you get the aspect of Redirected Force, we get a huge damage multiplier to critical strike damage. And another supplementary aspect I thought was dope was the Fell Soothsayer's aspect. This helps us clear mobs really fast and also gives us some crazy burst damage. Now I want to reiterate, these aspects are not necessarily needed with the strength Evade Eagle provides. As for our gems, all I suggest is you put skulls into your amulet and your rings. Skulls provide armor and armor provides damage reduction. Now as for ruins, early game Moni, Kwa, or Khemgar ruins are solid before unlocking our secondary Eagle Spirit Hall. Move speed and crit chance are optimal. However, no need to stress too much about runes during the early stages of the game. Additionally, it would be nice if everyone had access to runes. Next, tempering affixes are essential to our build's full power potential. We have Storm Feather potency, Thunderspike size, and primary Eagle Hall potency. These affixes boost both our Thunderspike AoE and the damage from our Storm Feathers, helping us clear mobs efficiently. We want to roll these affixes on our weapons, our gloves, our amulet, and our rings whenever possible. Now let's move up here and go to the Chaos perks next. Now diving into the seasonal Chaos perks, this is where our damage really spikes. Alacrity being one of the most important Chaos perks that we get because it gives us permanent evade, which spams our Storm Feathers. Then we have Accelerating Chaos that adds burst DPS and cooldown reduction to random abilities. And then finally we have Back Off, which is a massive damage multiplier to distant enemies. Now Chaotic Cooldowns and Crazy Brew are also good options. Again, these perks synergize perfectly with the Eagle Evade playstyle. Now, quick tip for the Chaos perks, progress your seasonal journey to unlock all magic, rare, and legendary Chaos perks. It goes by way quicker than you think. And on our seasonal journey here, you can see we unlock them quite frequently and quite quickly, all the way up into our last legendary chaotic perk. Now let's move over to Mercenaries here, and Mercenaries are a huge part of the build's success. In my opinion, Mercenaries should be available to Eternal and Vessel of Hatred owners. However, we're going to run Subo because he gives us a great critical strike damage multiplier. And low-key, he also gives us a great map hack that tracks our enemies. Definitely good for clearing. And as for our reinforcement, we use Varayna with Bloodthirst on Thunderspike for increased attack speed whenever we use Thunderspike. Now leveling Mercs unlocks the barter system as well at the Mercenary camp. The barter system with our Mercenaries is extremely helpful later in Torment difficulty, especially when it comes to farming aspects, getting boss mats, and getting greater affix items. So don't forget to rotate your mercs during high experience activities like Hell Tides and Infernal Hordes. Which brings me to the question of the video, what perks and mercs are you using with your Spiritborn this season? Drop your favorite mercenary and your favorite chaos perk in the comments. I love to see how others are building out their Spiritborn. Now we're going to move over here to Mobalytics. For your passive skill tree, I highly recommend using your free Mobalytics Build Planner. The Mobalytics Build Planner walks you through each point step by step and ensures that you don't miss crucial damage spikes like your first ultimate, key passive, and multipliers like Potent. And speaking of our key passive, I want to give a special shout out to Vital Strikes. It gives us a 100 times multiplier to vulnerable enemies. And it helps us stay alive by giving us life on hit during damage burst windows. And Vital Strikes is essential to the Evade Eagle Spiritborn build. Links to my Mobalytics Build Planner will be in the description and the pinned comment for you. If you want a full breakdown on all the passive skills, drop a comment and let me know. Now finally, let's look at this beautiful map and talk leveling strategy. The first thing I want to mention here is go to your social tab and party up as soon as possible. You level up so quick because XP scales way faster in big groups. Now what I recommend you do from level 1 is level up to level 15 in the Hell Tides. Not only will you get those early game Nightmare Dungeon sigils, but you'll also unlock your first Eagle Spirit Hall. And once you unlock your first Eagle Spirit Hall, the damage really starts to spike. At level 15, when you unlock your first Spirit Hall, I'd also suggest you bump up the difficulty to hard. Now once you hit level 15 and up the difficulty, I would suggest you start running repeat Nightmare Dungeons. This way, in the Nightmare Dungeons, the Chaos Rifts will not only give you loot and crazy experience, but you also have the chance to get a fleeting compass. This way you can alternate between Nightmare Dungeons and fleeting hordes on the fly. Now at level 30, you unlock your secondary Eagle Hall, and the damage goes from 0 to 100 real quick. Now from 30 to 40, I would suggest bumping up to Expert or Penitent difficulty. And we're going to run it back and rotate between Nightmare Dungeons and the fleeting hordes. You can also do the Hell Tides if you choose, if you simply just like grinding there better and getting Whisper Caches. All these activities are loaded with XP and gear. I was able to hit level 60 in under 4 hours myself. And for all my solo players, you don't have to group up if that's your thing, but you will level up a little bit slower. Now, alternatively, you can run the campaign of the Vessel of Hatred and level up a lot quicker too. But personally, that's a less engaging experience. Now let's go over some quick housekeeping here. Go to the wardrobe tab and make sure you always have your pet equipped. Nothing is better than your pet picking up your loot for you. Also, don't forget to visit the alchemist and craft your elixirs and craft your incense. This way you can get tons of bonus experience from both. So here we go, we're going to show you some gameplay with no greater affix items. We're going into a tier 25 Torment 2 pit. And we watch the storm feathers fly. All you simply want to do is spam evade. That works. We also have Lutching Claw to close the gap. And what we ideally want to do is use Scourge to fear the enemies, which makes them crowd controlled, which gives us that damage multiplier that Scourge gives us. That barrier is really stifling our progress here. That's okay. We're gonna just stray away from that. The Hunter is so good too, and the Hunter has the ability to reset its own cooldown as well. Lethal Shrines, so we got just pure critical strikes happen now. Just want to jump into those packs with the Hunter as we evade. I don't know what I unlocked, but it's still going. Alright, 1343. See if we can try and do 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes here. Okay, challenging shrine. Let's go. Alright, let's try and screw this up. Okay, time. Just want to make that as possible. For the elites. Alright, that's doing pretty good too. Could be opening the portal soon. Sweet. Oh, my favorite. Can't tell that was sarcasm, but you know, like a smelting bosses, guys, is what we do. Perfect. Well, that wraps it up for the Eagle Evade Spiritborn build. Please let me know if you have any questions by dropping me a comment. Good luck out there, Wanderers. May Sanctuary bless you. I'm your boy Jadiro. Sign out for now. Peace.